joined by Unequalled Media's Marc. Now, he's put on a great tournament here today alongside the Street Fighter 25th anniversary tournament. Could you give me a quick rundown of what you guys have been up to this weekend?
Right, today, well, over the course of the weekend, we're basically doing the games that Capcom aren't. So Capcom are doing Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter Cross Tekken. So we're doing Marvel, Tekken, Dead or Alive, and, oh god, so many games.
I saw Persona 4 Arena over there.
And Marvel Origins. Yeah, we do have. We've got, on casual, we've got King of Fighters, we've got Persona 4, and a few other games, which basically isn't a Capcom game because it's a gaming festival, and the 25th is a fantastic thing to be people side, but not everyone plays these games, so we're catering for the rest over there, basically.
And what's your history as a company?
As a company, I used to be part of a company called Neo Empire.
Right.
6 or 7 years ago. Things didn't work out 100% with me and the guy at the top, so we disbanded. Me and my brother, I'm Richard. We're known as the Dragon Twins, Shin and Sho, but I'm 34 years old now. I don't tend to be known as that anymore, but I've been in this since I've been 18 years old. No, younger than 14. We disbanded with a friend of ours, Jamar. We started to stream for and do like a lot of tournaments are like one television, and I'm a designer, brother's designer, and Jamar, he's a broadcaster. We wanted just to expand that, so we'd invest in 2 screens, bigger screens, then recording, then making it more lavish for a spectator, which then on to streaming, and now basically Unequalled Media trying to basically do the best streaming presentations in the world. So a tournament is more of a sideline now, but it's still fun and still what we do. So.
Well, you guys put on an amazing show over there. I mean, I watched Combo Fiend take the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 tournament home yesterday, which is amazing. He's probably the best Marvel player in the UK right now, and he's leaving later today to head back to America. Out of curiosity, like, where do you think esports fits into the FGC? Because I imagine as a tournament organizer, there's something that's obviously something that's very, very close to your interests.
The thing about esports and FGC, it's like 2 little kids fighting. It's like a lot of the fighting game guys. I mean, esports carries a bit of a stigma. It's just headsets, stuffy, very xenophobic, not very friendly. Thing is, for me who's done this from a bedroom with no funding, no budget, it's why don't you jump in bed with esports? Because deep down, if you break it down, our platform is consoles, their platform is PC, but it's still competitiveness. So why can't the two, maybe not marry, but sit next to each other? It lets people like me, I mean, Multiplayer and Insomnia have given us armor screens, Mac has given us headsets, like table, look, the setups, fantastic. A lot of players think, oh, just do a tournament on any old random television. No. Me as an organizer, it's all about consistency. So I've got to have the best, at the moment, which is iArmor, the best monitor manufacturer with all the setups the same, all the cable, all the connectivity is the same, all the headsets are the same. So when a player sits down, each individual setup, it feels the same. And as a professional unit, for that continuity is incredibly important. Esports has made that happen. Unlike when you're trying to do it off your own back, unfunded, how far can you get? I've spent a lot of money in my past, me and my friends, but we couldn't do this without esports. So the esports and fighting game thing, that was very 90s. I think now, as we go forward this decade and on so forth, I reckon it won't be so separate anymore. I think fighting games and esports will, maybe call it something. Just the EFGC? Yeah, EFGC. Or maybe just, it's still, I think this is now the evolution of the fighting game scene. And esports, I find that they don't really welcome it neither. Like they got sort of StarCraft, or I don't even know what the games are really called. All of a sudden they got Street Fighter there, just like, oh, spin it around. Imagine a fighting game tournament, all of a sudden, is it Battlefield 3's in there?
Yeah.
I think with the fighting games, they want to put it on the big stage, not yet. So we came to here in i47 and it was small. Yeah. I mean, there's been fighting games here before, and it's getting bigger. With i46 was bigger, now Capcom is bigger. I think people are gradually understanding that fighting games are part of Insomnia, and I think sooner or later they will be up on a big stage, and then it's just esports from every genre of esports. So,
I saw on one of your banners it said we represent the FGC. What would you say constitute a member of the FGC? Because there are so many different types of people here today.
Right. Sorry, you want to ask me that again, sorry?
Well, you know, like, there are so many different types of people within the FGC. Like, it's a bit hard to sort of define what a fighting game player is, like what motivates them to come out to something like this. So maybe you could give me a rundown of what you see in every individual here, what a common thread is.
Well, the thing is the FGC is when Street Fighter 2 came out 25 years ago, Street Fighter came out 25 years ago, the boom happened around 1994, 1995 with Street Fighter 2 Super Turbo. That's when it got serious. And then all the companies started, then games, obviously, Tekken came out, and all the other games started to copy it. And then, for someone like me, it was all about getting to the arcade and being competitive. That guy's
don't worry about it.
that's Logan, he's so loud. But as time has gone on, when the arcade started to see, you then get like my generation of player who, it's like, we come in for this, where we used to have to pay to play.
Yeah.
Right, now, so for me, there's like 35, the early 80s sort of age limit, right? I think for us to come into this, it's all about fun. Now, other newer school, as we call them, like the 25 and the younger, they got a different mentality where they're coming in competitively. They want to get paid to play, and I'm like, hang on. I used to put money in an arcade and get enjoyment, satisfaction. You want to come now and play on a console for free and get paid. So I do find that I think the best thing to do is deep down, one thing is still the same. Competitive fighting games. Friendship spawn from that. Enemies spawn from that. Bragging rights comes from it. Rivalries. But it's a fantastic buzz. And I think just the pure passion of, there's nothing better when you walk in and you beat someone and everyone sees it. And you get the accolade, the round of applause. So I think that really is the common thing. But I'll tell you now, a lot of the old school guys, the OGs like me, don't like the new school, and vice versa, which is really silly because
I'm feeling slightly threatened here.
All right, because
no, don't worry.
Because deep down, once upon a time, we were like them. We were young. Maybe back then there was the old schoolers as well that thought things the same. But overall, I think the thing that keeps everyone in common here is that we love fighting games. We love to see it at its best, and you're not going to get any better than this. So we're all the same to me. We're all the same.
And I mean, you're doing great things for the community. Obviously, Capcom are here doing their own massive event. Out of pure curiosity, this is the Street Fighter 25th anniversary tournament. What do you think we'll be as a community, for the Street Fighter 30th anniversary tournament?
Wow, 30th is the thing. Like 25 is, I know, like for birthdays you get 21st, or like wedding anniversaries, I don't know, 50th. Now the 30th, is that something that Capcom really going to look at? That's the thing. Now, I'm thinking they're going to do it at its 50th. So that's 25 years from now, which will make me 62. You
think you'll still be involved with the FGC then?
I really don't. Hopefully my son will be, or my daughter. So for the 30th, who knows? Who knows? Hopefully, maybe there'll be a new Street Fighter out by then. Yeah. Perhaps, maybe if Capcom was smart, they could probably launch their new, hopefully Street Fighter 5 or whatever nonsense they pick out of Transformers versus Street Fighter at the 30th, because at the moment it seems like they've kind of bottlenecked now. What else can you do? Street Fighter, across all the old games are here, all the new games are here, and nothing seems to be on the horizon which is new. Now the old games are well and good, but let's get one thing straight. Do you remember, like, you into games, like fighting games?
Yeah,
do you remember Dragon Ninja?
No, I don't. It might be a little bit before my time.
Think about when you're much younger, your very first game that you thought was amazing, like a decade ago, before the super consoles, and you thought, wow, it's amazing, and then all of a sudden, technology's improved, all the graphics are like crazy, then go back to that original game, and it's really not as good as it was back then. So hopefully, for 30th, they might start to get away from the Street Fighter 2s and the Street Fighter, because they're still good, but now I know a lot of people that Street Fighter 4 is the one. Do you know what I mean? All the new games are the one. So hopefully the 30th should be something. Hopefully there'll be Street Fighter 5.
All right.
Maybe there'll be Darkstalkers.
Well, I think Capcom have teased a new Darkstalkers game, so that should be on the horizon.
I've heard that, I hope this is getting me in trouble, Street Fighter Cross Tekken didn't do very well.
Yeah, well, it's certainly not within the community.
So, no, sales-wise.
Internationally,
it actually very bad. Well, not as good as they wanted. And they were apparently, if Street Fighter Cross Tekken did very well, it would green light Darkstalkers. It didn't. So now Darkstalkers is amber, I've heard. So, I mean, at the moment, every other game's come back, isn't there? There's an HD version of Street Fighter, an HD version of King of Fighters, HD version of Virtua Fighter. Everything has stepped up. The only one which is still back there now is a Marvel as well. The only one left is Darkstalkers. So, sense-wise, it needs to be up there on an HD level. Imagine you was under a rock. Let's say that you happen to go into a coma in 1997 when all the games were out, then you woke up 2011 every game you want to play as an HD version apart from Darkstalkers. So its spot needs to come up, but I'm not sure if they're going to do it. Hopefully they will. Hopefully they will. But I don't know. I don't work for Capcom, so that's just rumours that we all hear. So.
Well, listen, it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you. You've been very, very insightful. Ladies and gentlemen, Unequalled Media's Marc.
Thank you.